Hey guys, so today we have my wife's 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Got maybe 45,000 miles on it. As you can see, the check engine light is on. So today we're going to figure out what's going on with that. So my go-to tool for diagnosing vehicles, Chrysler vehicles, is YTech. You can get these micropods on the internet for, Chinese clones for 200 bucks or so. The software that comes with them is usually locked, but let's put it this way, you don't have to put a whole lot of thought into unlocking it. So let's go and we'll start up the YTech system. So you have to start the YTech server, followed by YTech Diagnostics. Now this is YTech 1.0, which is not the web-based system. Turn the fan off so you guys can hear. Turn it down. Alright, so now it's just telling us we have a registration error. This is kind of working around that lock on the software. Now we're going to plug in the micropod. So simply plugs into a USB port on the computer. Gonna pick any one, it doesn't really matter. Plug in the micropod. This one is not wireless, unlike the genuine dealer ones, so micropod's got power. I think I already know what's wrong with this vehicle, but we'll pretend like I don't. Whoops. Sorry about that. Don't want anything to get wrapped up around the tractor here. Alright, so let's plug into the OBD2 port. In the garage first. Alright, there we go. Camera there for a second. Hopefully you guys can see. Let's turn off my wife's music. Let's see, there we go. Sorry about that. And we're going to plug into our OBD2 port down here, which is kind of just around the brake pedal area on this vehicle. Move the seat back so I can see what's going on. By the time I sit down, probably will have found the vehicle, and we have. So you see it found a 2015 YK, which is the Grand Cherokee. So we'll click on that. And we'll hit next down here. And it'll give us another error about registration. We don't care. We can authenticate with Dealer Connect or Tech Authority. We don't need that, so we're going to do work offline. Click finish. Okay, now it's scanning the vehicle. Found all the computers and whatnot. Still scanning for DTCs. And we have two, it looks like. One on the body control module, one on the powertrain control module. So let's see what they are. General evap system failure, which is a P0440, P0440, a P0456. And apparently we have a problem with the reverse lights too, but we'll deal with that separately. So these two on these vehicles, these are normally caused by an ESIM module or the O-ring on the ESIM module. The ESIM module is located behind the driver's side rear wheel, and it clips into the evap canister, and it's responsible for monitoring the evaporative emission system. It's not a very expensive part. You can get them on Rock Auto for 30-40 bucks. The O-ring is another $5 or so, and they're pretty easy to change. Haven't really diagnosed this as a bad eSIM, but given that the part is inexpensive, I don't want to spend a ton of time chasing down problems on this vehicle. I don't own a smoke machine, so I'm gonna be a part swapper today and just swap that out and see if it fixes the problem. The eSIMs do go bad quite a bit. They've been through several part revisions, so statistically that's probably what is causing this issue. we can also do, if you want to get more into it, they do have system tests. So you could do an ESIM force monitor test. Just for giggles, we'll run that. Oh, engine must not be running. I don't really feel like doing. Well, let's kill the engine. So I kill the engine, and we'll try to run this test again. Shut up. Start engine. Kind of silly. Engine is running. Please wait. Okay, large leak test in progress is true. Large leak test pass is false. Large leak test complete, false. Large leak test failed, false. ESIM switch is open. So it's still running the test. Fuel tank pressure is building, or dropping rather. I'll be honest with you, I don't know a lot about the evaporative emission systems, but I don't think fuel tank pressure should be dropping that quickly or that low. Let's see. All right. Large leak test complete. Large leak test failed is false. Okay, so the test completed successfully. So it neither passed nor failed. That's really conclusive. Thank you. So we'll do the purge vapors test. So if you own a Chrysler vehicle, I highly recommend getting this YTEC system. I believe it will only work in vehicles up to the 2017 model year. After that, it requires YTEC 2, which is a web-based system, and there's no way that I'm aware of to work your way into that. So I'm kind of locked into some of these older Chrysler vehicles. Not that 2015 or 2017 is old, at least not right now. But you can get these YTEC systems, I think I mentioned this before, for about 200 bucks. You can get them on AliExpress. You have to be a little clever with software to kind of work your way around the lock on the software. But it's not rocket science. I was able to work around it in about maybe 4 hours. I didn't know this vehicle had an electric vacuum pump. I don't think that plays into emissions, though. Hear the pump running. So there's a whole lot you can do with the YTEC system here. So much stuff. I mean, you could spend days and days plowing through all this. So let's get into swapping that part. Fairly sure that's what the problem is. Shut the vehicle off and get into it. Okay, so the ESIM module is up in here, right about there. So we need to remove or pry back this cowling here. It looks like it just held on by a couple of bolts and clips, so we'll get those out. Oh, and here are the part numbers for the ESIM. This ESIM is fairly new. It is part number 0486 1959 AC. I'll show you what it looks like. Again, it's about $30 or $40. Not much to it. An electrical connector there. The O-ring goes on here. And if you look closely, you'll see this part is made by Stant. You can barely see it right there. Stant. So I guess Stant is the OEM manufacturer for this part. It's all gravity driven, I believe. You can see that part moves up and down with gravity. Here is the part number of the O-ring. 52129436AB. Alright. Okay, so there is the ESIM module. It's that white module with the electrical connector and one pipe coming out of it. It's plugged into the charcoal canister. All I did to get to that was remove these two body clips and this one 10mm bolt. So now let's take the ESIM out. All it does is unscrew, rotates and it pops right out. So we'll do that right now. Okay, so the ESIM is disconnected. You have to push in that tab on the bottom there and just rotate it. Very, very easy. And the O-ring is actually still in the EVAP canister there. You can kind of see it. Okay, so the old ESIM is a couple part revisions back. This is 0486 19, I think 58 or 59 AA. The new one is an AC revision, so they did update this part. Internally it looks pretty uninteresting. Very much the same. So who really knows what they changed? Let's get that old O-ring out. Just gonna pry it out with my fingers. Okay, old and new O-rings. New on the left, old on the right. Could be my imagination, but the new one looks a little bit thicker. But again, that could be my imagination. So let's shove it in that hole right there, and then we'll hook everything back up. Okay, the new ESIM is installed. We got the electrical connector hooked up. We got the new O-ring. So hopefully that will clear this code. Again, I don't normally swap parts. The only reason I did that in this case was because the part is so cheap, and tracking down small evaporative emissions leaks is a pain in the neck. And the time to do this job, if you've done this before, is probably 10 minutes. So when you weigh out the value of your time, the cost of the part, and the time it would take to diagnose, this one was kind of a no-brainer to just try it. So again, that's the new ESIM, new O-ring, old ESIM, old O-ring right here. So start the vehicle, clear the codes, and see what happens. All right, so using the YTech system, I went and I cleared the trouble codes, and I did a large leak test, and it passed. Before it neither passed nor failed. So now we're better off than we were. Now I got to troubleshoot that brake light. But hope you enjoyed, and hopefully this video helped you solve a check engine light on your Grand Cherokee.